Right then, welcome one, welcome all to Brands Hatch, the season finale of the British Truck Racing Championships 2022 season. We have got some serious racing action for you ahead this weekend with points all over the place. Division 1 is still not decided and Division 2 could go any way. So come with me please whilst we try and entertain you with some serious truck racing action.
The big rigs are on their way to the grid behind the pace truck then, so we'll have a look at the grid in a second. It is the Division 1 Championship leader who has taken pole position from qualifying. Ryan Smith, number 1, leads the championship by 58 points, and he starts alongside number 7, the 10 times champion Stuart Oliver. 16 titles between those two in Britain. Second row, number 68, Craig Reed, last year's Division 2 champion, alongside number 12, we just heard from him, Michael Oliver, son of Stuart. Row 3, 46, Bradley Smith, the youngest man in the race, alongside 86, Tom O'Rourke. Row 4, number 18, John Newell, we heard from him a moment ago, alongside 69, David Jenkins, the man currently second in the points. He won't be too happy to be down in 8th place. Row 5, number 3, Stephen Powell, lives just down the road from Brands Hatch, literally, alongside number 81, Mark Taylor. The 6th row, 95, Ricky Collitz, hoping not to spin again, alongside 41, Simon Cole. Good to see him back out with his new MAN, only his second appearance of the season, and completing the Division 1 grid, number 92, Simon Faulkner. Then a gap and we've got the Division 2 runners. Number 32, Jock Borthwick from Scotland on pole. He was actually 5th fastest overall in qualifying, right up along in with the Division 1 trucks. He starts alongside the points leader by only 3 points, number 42, Luke Garrett. Then on the next row, number 5, Adam Bint, alongside 14 of John Bowler. Then number 10, Craig Evans, alongside number 16, Brad Smith, not to be confused with Bradley Smith in the 46. Brad Smith, number 16, just 3 points behind Luke Garrett in the Division 2 points. And number 6, John Powell, starts from the back. Pace truck is in pit lane. We are ready to rumble here at Brands Hatch. Here they come, up towards the red lights. When they go out, we will be underway. The power comes on, and here we go, and a super start by Stuart Oliver. He's out-dragged fly-in Ryan Smith, and it's Oliver who leads the way into paddock. David Jenkins already up on the outside, 3 wide with John Newell and I think that's Mark Taylor into paddock bend for the first time. They've somehow all got round Division 1, and it's Oliver who leads Smith. Michael Oliver's got away well up into 3rd. Craig Reed having a go on the inside. He's got 2 wheels on the grass. He's nearly losing it. He's made contact with Michael Oliver. Jenkins will cut back to the inside. Craig Reed's all over the place. His good qualifying efforts has come to nothing. Sideways, Michael Oliver's going to spin out. He's going into the tyre wall. Wallop straight in goes the number 12. Oh, disaster for Michael Oliver. I imagine that will be a race stoppage because there's damage to the tyre wall, but we will wait and see how things pan out. Division 2 will be coming down the hill as well. It's Jock Borthwick who leads them ahead of Garrett in 2nd place. Adam Bint is 3rd, but surely they're going to have to stop the race because of that damage to the tyre wall. Michael Oliver is getting going again. Tom O'Rourke's gone straight on at Surtees across the grass in the MV Commercials number 86 MAN. Craig Reed's in the gravel, so's John Newell. They're going everywhere. And there's contact there further back. Who's been hit by Bradley Smith? It's Tom O'Rourke as he rejoined. There's bits of bodywork all over the place. There will definitely be a race stoppage. Ryan Smith going for the outside, meanwhile, on Stuart Oliver. Everybody else has been delayed behind them. It's David Jenkins up into 3rd position. Now, has everybody else managed to get going again? We'll wait and see. Ryan Smith going for the inside now on the run up into Druids. He goes through, takes the lead from Stuart Oliver. Now, has Michael Oliver managed to get going? Is the race continuing? It looks like it at the moment. I thought we were going to see a stoppage, but no, Michael's got going again. Down the hill they come into Graham Hill Bend, but they're slowing. I think the red flag has come out. Yes, the clock has stopped. Yes, we have a red flag. We'll try and piece together what happened there around that first lap. Stuart Oliver made a superb start to take the lead. Craig Reed slid into the side of Michael Oliver. I wonder if that damaged Michael's steering. Saw him bounce off his front wheel there as Michael turned in. He also bounced off David Jenkins and then just spun around. I don't think he was touched up the back. No, he wasn't. He just spun around there coming down the hill and wallop into the tyre wall. That was quite an impact, but Michael was able to drive away once he collected his thoughts. Damage to the tyre wall, though, the reason for the stoppage. And then this was further round at Surtees. O'Rourke went straight on. Craig Reed had run wide again, and then Brad Smith clips Tom O'Rourke. John Newell went through the gravel. bits of bodywork went everywhere. I think that was mainly from Tom O'Rourke's truck, and the Reds came out. 12 minutes of truck racing to come then. Take two with their first race of the weekend here at Brands Hatch. The lights go out and we're underway. Now is Stuart Oliver going to repeat his good start from the first race? He's trying to get across on Ryan Smith, but I don't think he's going to do it this time. Smith's got the inside line as they head down Paddock Hill Bend. Michael Oliver up into third place. They're still side by side for the lead. Smith will have the inside though for the right-hander at Druids. He's got the lead ahead of Stuart Oliver. Michael Oliver up into third place. Craig Reed on the outside this time. Then Tom O'Rourke ahead of David Jenkins. Division 2 meanwhile, looks like Luke Garrett's got an inside run. No, Jock Borthwick moves across and takes the inside for Druids. The Scotsman leads and right into the tyres. That's David Jenkins. Jenkins has crashed out on the exit of Druids. That's one of the title contenders gone. So Tom O'Rourke has moved up into fifth place, I think, as a result of that. Jenkins was trying to get down the outside. Tom O'Rourke in the lightweight MAN with a lot of its bodywork missing. Michael Oliver's on the grass trying to challenge Craig Reed. I think they've just about got away with that. They've already clashed once today, fighting for third place. And now Reed is muscled wide by Michael Oliver there. John Newell's going to spin out if he's not careful. Good save by the Yorkshireman ahead of Stephen Powell, Mark Taylor and the rest of them. But David Jenkins is in the tyre wall on the exit of Druids. We'll see if he can get out from there, unless it's going to be another red flag. Yes, I think the Reds are out again. They're slowing again. So we've got to rebuild the tyre wall on the other side this time. Let's have a look what happened to Jenkins. It was contact with John Newell. Sent him wide onto the grass. No grip there. Here come the tyres. Wallop. David Jenkins, that's why it won't move, he said. Broken wheel arch fouling the tyre. Here we go. The power comes on and we're away. And a much better start by Ryan Smith this time. He'll lead the way into paddock. Craig Reed covering the inside on Michael Oliver. Decent start by Tom O'Rourke in the lightweight MAN with some of its bodywork missing. Stuart Oliver sticking to the outside on Ryan Smith as they go up Halewood Rise for the first time. But it is Ryan Smith who's got the lead. Craig Reed slots into third place. You can see the spray has increased hugely. Oliver around the outside. John Newell up the inside takes Tom O'Rourke. Then it's Powell, Taylor, Collett and Simon Cole at the back. Here comes the charge from Division 2. Jock Borthwick away well once again. He leads from Garrett, Bint and Bowler into Druids. All Borthwick sideways. He slides wide. Just about gets the slide under control. And he's got the lead ahead of Luke Garrett. Adam Bint defending from John Bowler. Brad Smith with a decent start up into fifth place ahead of Craig Evans. Along the bottom straight and into Surtees and McLaren. Let's hope nobody's going to go across the grass on the inside there this time. No, they're all keeping it safe and sensible. Ryan Smith leads the way in the number one. Pushing through on the inside there. Tom O'Rourke gets past Michael Oliver. Another bit of bodywork goes flying. Tom O'Rourke's truck's going to have no panels left on it by the end of this weekend. That's up into fifth position. Michael Oliver down to sixth. Mark Taylor is in seventh place. Simon Cole ahead of them in the 41. Collett up the inside. Now Luke Garrett won't like that because they're in different divisions and he'll see Ricky Collett as interfering with their lead battle. He's got every right to do so, of course. They're free to race each other, whatever class they're in. It's over a minute of the race to go now. This is helping Jock Borthwick. He may let Garrett dive up the inside there. Well, doesn't exactly let him. Two wheels on the grass there for Collett. He's in the more powerful MAN in Division 1. He gets through back onto the tail of Simon Cole. So now Garrett is free to attack Borthwick again. Consecutive title. Here's the battle in Division 2. Luke Garrett still having a go. Who's got the fastest lap in Division 2? It is still Borthwick. He'll be on for 16 points if he can hang on. The clock has counted down to 0. It is going to be checkered flag this time for Flying Ryan Smith. The Nottinghamshire driver comes in to pick up his first win of what he hopes to be 5 this weekend. He wins race 1 here at Brands Hatch. Now who's going to be second? Truck slowing there. That's John Powell being lapped, I think. Stuart Oliver comes over in second place. Craig Reed is going to complete the podium, and meanwhile we stay with the battle in Division 2 there. John Newell just beats Tom O'Rourke home. And the battle in Division 2, is Luke Garrett going to get up with Jock Borthwick? He seems to have the better of the grip onto the straights. It's going to be close here. Garrett's going to have a go up on the outside. Borthwick moves to cover. Garrett's up there on the outside. They're going to finish side by side. It's going to be a photo finish over the line. We'll have to go to the time because I think Garrett got it. He did. 0.078 of a second. Luke Garrett steals the win from Josh Borthwick with an outside run right on the finish line. Incredible. We'll see again there. There's that photo finish in Division 2. Right on the finish line. Look at that. That's the only portion of that race in which Luke Garrett led Division 2. But it was the most important 10 feet or so. And he's got the 15 points. Jock Borthwick will also get 15, 14 for second in class and a point for the fastest lap. But it's Ryan Smith the winner by just over 5.5 seconds ahead of Stuart Oliver. Craig Reed completing the podium, John Newell holding off Tom O'Rourke for 4th place, then Michael Oliver 6th, Mark Taylor 7th, Stephen Powell, Ricky Collett and Simon Cole completing the top 10. Luke Garrett, there we see it, 0.078 of a second, snatches the win in Division 2 from Jock Borthwick on the line, and David Jenkins only 11th in Division 2. That will spell disaster for his title hopes. Ryan Smith has almost done it. We'll go to the points in a moment. Bradley Smith takes 12th in Division 1 and 14th overall. Adam Bint 3rd in Division 2 and 15th. And the remaining finishers were John Bowler, Brad Smith, Craig Evans and John Powell. So I'll update you on the scores when we've heard from Pointy down in Parc Fermé in a moment.
Absolutely massive congratulations, sir. You must be thrilled.
Well, I think that puts us 62 points in front with 65 available, so it's not mathematically
69,
done.
I was told.
No, we was 58 in front, just took 2 off Stewart, so that puts us 60 less the points. I think with 62 points in front with a...
So, from what you're saying, you've basically got to not finish the next 4 races.
Yeah, and you know what, I just want to get this on record because Arnie, my main mechanic, he's been with me from day dot. He lost his dad, you know, like 8-9 days ago, whenever it was.
I remember you telling us actually at Pembury, and it was.
He came to the events when his dad's not been well. He didn't work for 10 days before here because he wanted to spend time with his family and stuff. No. He wanted to spend time with his family, and I want to dedicate that win to Aaron Parkin because he's become my best mate. We started this journey together. I'm not complete without him, he's not complete with me. Well, I hope not.
The two of you have been inseparable for so many years, and it's just a partnership made in heaven. Now, I would love to talk to you all day, but we have the circuit commentator, Mark, who wants to have a chat to you for all the spectators. Final word to the camera on how you feel.
Top of the range.
Oh.
Grid for this one set by the second quickest time for each driver in the qualifying session this morning. So it will be Ryan Smith once again on pole position. Only needs a few points from this one to secure his 7th consecutive title. Stuart Oliver, number 7, starts alongside him. Second row, Craig Reed, 68, and Bradley Smith in the 46. Hopefully the repairs after race 1 will prove effective and he'll be able to start from there. Row 3, John Newell, number 18, alongside number 12, Michael Oliver. John Newell got a reprimand from the clerk of the course after the first race for some contact, so he'll be on his best behaviour hopefully this time. Row 4, number 86, Tom O'Rourke, and 69, David Jenkins, who again struggled in qualifying, down to 3rd in the championship now behind Stuart Oliver. Stephen Powell and Ricky Collett on row 5, row 6, Mark Taylor and Simon Cole, and hopefully we will have Simon Faulkner at the back of the Division 1 grid. Then we've got the Division 2's Luke Garrett qualifying on the inside this time of the front row alongside Jock Borthwick, then Adam Bint and Brad Smith behind them, Craig Evans and John Bowler, and finally John Powell in the number 6. Bradley Smith is there, number 46, that's good to see. Is Simon Faulkner there at the back? Well, there's Simon Cole, the white and pink MAN. No, I don't think Simon Faulkner's coming out. I think he must have had problems. Oh, hang on. Is that Simon Faulkner? Yes, it is. He is there, just a little bit late out of paddock. Here they come then. Ryan Smith and Stuart Oliver, MAN and Volvo, side by side on the grid. Up towards the red lights. 15 minutes of racing about to get underway. Is this the race where Ryan Smith becomes champion for another year? We'll find out. We get underway. Down towards that first corner, good start by Ryan Smith, he holds the inside line, decent start by John Newell as well, coming through from row 3 on the inside of Bradley Smith. They're all bunched up there behind the leaders in Division 1. They plunge down the drop, then up Hailwood Rise. Smith has got the lead, Stuart Oliver moves across to defend second place, Bradley Smith trying to go around the outside in the 46, Division 2 getting underway. It's Jock Borthwick has got a good start there, but Luke Garrett trying to lean on him round the first corner, but it's Borthwick who powers into the lead from the outside. Jock Borthwick has got the lead in the early stages in Division 2. Adam Bint in third place, then Brad Smith round the outside of John Bowler to take fourth place. Craig Evans tucked in behind them. Division 1 all okay so far. Ryan Smith leads down the Cooper Straight. Oliver second. Bradley Smith's up into third place. Craig Reed's dropped back and Ryan Smith's gone wide coming into Surtees. Onto the curb there, but he holds it together. Michael Oliver likes going over that bit of track as well. He nearly did again there in the number 12. John Newell's up into fourth. Craig Reed down to fifth. And Stephen Powell's made a good start into sixth in the number 3. Running wide there, Tom O'Rourke. He's dropped a few places back off the grid. But Ryan Smith, look at the power of that MAN as he charges away. Look at Bradley Smith round the outside in the 46. This is the best we've seen him run so far. The repairs have certainly worked on his MAN. He's having a go at the 10 times champion Stuart Oliver for second. We concentrate on this busy battle in Division 1. The main fight at the moment is for 8th place between Taylor and O'Rourke lost it. He hits the pit wall. Round he goes, spreads mud and dirt all over the main straights. Round he goes, and his MAN now looks even more second-hand. Division 2 leaders, hopefully they will see it and move out wide. This is going to be dicey. He's trying to move out of the way. Hopefully he can get going again, or the race will have to be stopped again. Yes, everybody's seen him. They've avoided him. He's hit the pit wall, spun around. There's mud all over the circuit. And if Tom O'Rourke can't get that MAN fired up, it's going to be another red flag. You can't continue racing with a truck stranded in the middle of the Brabham Straits. Yes, I think we may be going red flags again. I can see the truck slowing down. Yes, we have a red flag. Can't continue racing with Tom O'Rourke stranded there. I don't think it was contact with Mark Taylor that spun him round. I think he spun all on his own. We'll see again in a moment. I think we may have to get the track sweeper out to clear up after that one because, yep, he just got sideways all on his own. The MV Commercials boss in the MAN and wallop into the pit wall. Round he goes. Throws muck all over the circuit. Ricky Collett taking to the grass in avoidance. And luckily, everyone was able to see the stranded truck and go wide to miss it, else that could have been a major disaster. 7.5 minutes of racing to come then. Our final race of the day here at Brands Hatch on day 1 for BARC TV. Pace truck into pit lane. Can fly in Ryan Seal, title number 7 with a win. We're about to find out. Stuart Oliver alongside him. Up towards the lights, a blaze of headlights from the trucks. Waiting for the red lights to go out, waiting for the power to come on. The power comes on, they leap away, and here we go. Decent start by Stuart Oliver. Good start by John Newell trying to move across on Bradley Smith. And look at Stephen Powell up the outside in the number 3. That's brave. Almost 3 wide into Paddock Bend. I think John Newell's got round the outside of Bradley Smith into third place. It's side by side for the lead between Smith and Oliver, but Smith's got the advantage into Druids for the first time. Bradley Smith trying to hang on around the outside, and he's done so. He stayed alongside John Newell. Can he hold the place? That dive up the outside by Stephen Powell didn't work. Here's Division 2. This time Luke Garrett's got it right. He has pulled away from Jock Borthwick at the start. Third place is Adam Bint ahead of Brad Smith, John Bowler, Craig Evans and John Powell as they sort themselves out around the first lap. And round the outside, Craig Reed on the grass there has pulled ahead of Bradley Smith. Well, unorthodox from Craig Reed, but it seems to have worked as Ryan Smith leads the way from Stuart Oliver. John Newell has held third place. Bradley Smith has dropped back to 5th behind Craig Reed. Then Stephen Powell and David Jenkins. A tough weekend for him so far. Crashed into the tyres and had to restart from the pit lane in race 1. Only able to pick up a small number of points. That has effectively written off his championship chances. It's just between Stuart Oliver and Ryan Smith now, and Stuart Oliver has to win. He has to win and get past his lap and hope Ryan Smith doesn't score. Ryan is out in front. Said earlier, you don't want to get a rear wheel onto that green painted tarmac because that will lose your grip completely and he might spin around. David Jenkins dives up the inside into Druids, passes Stephen Powell up into 6th position, looking to secure 3rd in the championship. 3rd in Division 2 is now Brad Smith. He's got ahead of Adam Bint. Here's the battle in Division 2. 90 seconds on the clock there. That's the slipperiest part of the circuit now, coming out of Clearways. It's where Tom O'Rourke spun earlier on. Borthwick is not finished yet, nor is David Jenkins. Look at this up on the outside of Craig Reed. Bradley Smith's already gone through. He's got 4th place away from Craig Reed's Iveco. And now David Jenkins having a go at the Stoke-on-Trent driver. Less than a minute on the clock. Ryan Smith is coming round to start his final lap. Oh, Bradley Smith spun! Oh, what a shame. Such a good run he was having. He spun it coming through clearways. Now, can he get going? Yes, he can. Be careful, Bradley. Don't bog it down in the gravel. Oh, Luke Garrett's hit him! Oh, my goodness. What happened there? Luke Garrett went wide at clearways. He smashed into Bradley Smith's truck. Now, that could change things in Division 2. Certainly in this race, but for the championship, we'll have to wait and see. There's Brad Smith. He can't believe it. He could get ahead here. Meanwhile, the clock is about to count down to 0. But are we going to finish under the red flag? Well, the clock's just gone down to 0, so it will be checkered flag this time anyway. Ryan Smith, he's already celebrating. There's nobody anywhere near him. He's nearly 7 seconds clear at the line. And here comes the man from Nottinghamshire. He used to be number 88, but we haven't seen that for a few years. Stuart Oliver defending from John Newell for 2nd. They're going to come through. They're going to let them come through to the checkered flag, I think. Round clearways for the last time. Well, he had to cope with a change of truck in mid-season when he sold his bonneted Daimler for this MAN. But coming in across the line here at Brands Hatch to confirm himself as champion, it's 7th heaven for flying Ryan Smith. 7 championships in a row. Well clear of Stuart Oliver in 2nd, John Newell is 3rd, then Craig Reed 4th, David Jenkins is 5th, Stephen Powell will come over in 6th, then it's Mark Taylor and Ricky Collett. What about Division 2? It's going to be Jock Borthwick, I think. Simon Cole is there. Yes, Jock Borthwick all on his own, wins Division 2, and I think he'll get fastest lap as well. But Ryan Smith cuts loose in celebration. 7 titles in a row. And another step towards matching the 10 of Stuart Oliver. Borthwick's won Division 2, 2nd for Brad Smith and 3rd for Adam Bintz. We'll have to see how that's affected the championship. Luke Garrett only finishing 5th in Division 2 after, well, I don't know if there was some contact there with Jock Borthwick. We'll try and see that again if we can. But Garrett went wide and Brad Smith was already in the gravel and he cannoned into the side of him. An extraordinary incident there. That could have a bearing on the Division 2 championship. But meanwhile, the champion is in pit lane and we'll hand down to Pointy, who is there to greet him.
Ryan Smith, congratulations, be push in front of all your teammates. Billy, Arnie, brother Rich, Ned, Pablo, the team, the whole team. Come on in, guys. Come on, let's bring you forward a bit. Let's fit you all in the shot. Ryan, congratulations. You were very modest before, correcting me. No, I've still got 2 points to get. You've got a lot more than 2 points there, didn't you?
Yeah, look, I said it before, we can only drive the equipment that the mechanics give you, and, you know, the past months that the main mechanics had with his father, you know, we dedicate that 7th title to Mick Parkin and Janet Parkin, his dad, who created, you know, a phenomenon, who with no qualifications from a truck, or 7 years ago never even touched a truck, and without him, you know, none of this would have been possible. So that's for Mick Parkin.
Here come the big rigs. 5 tons, 1,000 horsepower, 100 miles an hour. The British Truck Racing Championship, the biggest beasts on the circuits. It will be a slightly different starting procedure, we can tell you, for this one. The pace truck will take the trucks round in 2x2 formation for the first lap. Then the pace truck will pull off, but then the race will start under yellow flags and the trucks will go round in single file for a couple of laps before racing gets underway with the green flag. And it is number 3, the local man, Stephen Powell. We heard from him earlier in his MAN, who takes pole position. Alongside him will be number 81, Mark Taylor's MAN. Second row, number 12 of Michael Oliver, and 86, Tom O'Rourke, another pair of German-built MANs. At row 3, it's number 18, John Newell, MAN, and 68, Craig Reed in his Iveco, the only one of the Reed brothers racing this weekend. Simon is absent, unfortunately, due to work commitments. On row 4, we've got two drivers now with 17 titles between them. 10 times British champion Stuart Oliver in the Volvo VNL, one-time European champion too, and number 1 Ryan Smith, confirmed yesterday as British champion for the 7th consecutive year. Row 5 behind them is Ricky Collitz with his MAN, number 95, and number 41. Good to see Simon Cole back out this weekend with his MAN. Row 6, number 69, David Jenkins, finished down the order in race 1 yesterday. Had to take the restart from the pit lane after he ended up in the tyre wall exiting Druids. And alongside him, 46, Bradley Smith. He got a bit battered and bruised, his truck, in yesterday's 2 races. He's back out, starting ahead of number 92, Simon Faulkner, with his Iveco. Then there's a gap, and we've got the Division 2 trucks. John Powell starts alongside Craig Evans at the front of the grid. Then we've got one of the title contenders, number 16, Brad Smith, alongside 14, John Bowler in their DAFs. Adam Bint with his Volvo Whites, number 5, alongside 32, Jock Borthwick, and number 42, Luke Garrett. The championship leader starts from the back. There's Brad Smith. Can he catch Luke Garrett? He's only 4 points off him. Garrett and Borthwick, the 2 quickest trucks in Division 2 now. The pace truck is in pit lane. The race possibly not starting just yet. So the yellow lights are on, so effectively this is a safety car start. Stephen Powell is the race leader. We'll do a couple of laps under yellow before the pack is unleashed and we go racing. So the first lap is completed. They'll do, I think, one more lap before the green lights go on. Pace is increasing then. And we go green. We are underway with our first of 3 truck races today here at Brands Hatch. Stephen Powell leads them off. Into Paddock Hill Bend they go. They're fairly well spaced apart. Ryan Smith up onto the tail of Stuart Oliver, starting from 8 this time, and there goes the first one into the gravel. That's Michael Oliver. Run wide, but he digs himself out and keeps going. Ricky Collitz run a bit wide there as well. Tom O'Rourke up the inside on Michael Oliver. 18 of John Newell tucked in behind. Michael Oliver's fighting back. That is quick, that MAN. He's recovered very quickly from that little moment. Gets ahead of Tom O'Rourke, splashes his way through Graham Hill Bend and swims off to chase the leaders. John Newell having a go as well. Here's Division 2 getting underway. There's John Bowler, the Rochdale HGV DAF. Jock Borthwick already having a go, and Michael Oliver's off again. So is John Newell. It's truck rallycross at Surtees. Where's John Newell going to rejoin? He did that in the first race yesterday as well, I think. Tom O'Rourke was off there as well at the start of yesterday's first race. They've all survived that, I think. Oh, Ryan Smith sideways. Is he going to spin there coming onto the straights? Well, there go the leaders over the line, Stephen Powell and Mark Taylor. But I think Ryan Smith has spun. I just caught a glimpse of there coming out of Clark Curve. Let's see if he comes through over the line at the end of lap 3. Well, he's come through, but he's lost a couple of places. He saved the spin, but he's down to 10th place in Division 1. Where is Garrett? Where's Luke Garrett? He hasn't come through. There's Garrett. I've just caught a glimpse of him. He's spun into the tyre wall coming into Graham Hill Bend. That's where Michael Oliver went off yesterday. So Luke Garrett has spun off coming into Graham Hill Bend. There he is. He can't get going. He's bogged down in the grass. Disaster for Luke Garrett. Here's the Division 1 battle. Tom O'Rourke up the inside. He's going to try and take third away from Michael Oliver. These two have been battling each other all weekend, and excuse me, says Tom O'Rourke. How about no, says Michael Oliver. Keeps his foot down and keeps third place. John Newell's coming up behind them. And he could snatch second in the championship if things go his way. Craig Reed behind him. Then it's Stuart Oliver. And look at the state of the front of Ryan Smith's truck. He's clearly hit somebody. The front bumper dragging alongside him. And round goes John Newell. Oh, that was lucky. Lucky he wasn't collected by Stuart Oliver and Craig Reed there. Heart-stopping moment for John Newell. That would have been very nasty if he'd been T-boned. Let's see what happened there to John Newell. He bounced off Tom O'Rourke, I think. He's heading for the barriers. That could have been so much worse. Look at the way he comes back across on the brakes. Stuart Oliver and Craig Reed, how did they miss him? That was a scary moment there. That could have been a major pile-up. John Newell's in the gravel. John Newell's in the gravel at Clearways. So he's out of the race. Maybe he lost his steering as a result of that impact with the barriers, and now here comes Jock Borthwick breezing round the outside of John Powell. Takes the lead in Division 2. Couldn't quite see because of the spray initially. And now Mark Taylor's attacking for the lead. Powell a little wide. Well, Talk of a little wide, 3 trucks go wide there. O'Rourke, Smith and somebody else all going through the gravel out of Paddock Bend. Stuart Oliver was the other one. This is chaos. Luke Garrett has hit problems. I think he's still running. Yeah, he's 2 laps down, Luke Garrett. Well out of sync with the rest of the pack. Tom O'Rourke's going well. He's just got ahead of Michael Oliver round the outside. Mark Taylor is now under fire. Look at the way O'Rourke is going here. He wants a victory. He leans on Mark Taylor. They make contact. Mark Taylor's going to spin out. He hits the side of Michael Oliver. Oh, chaos. And Ryan Smith's caught up as well. There's trucks going everywhere. Look at Michael Oliver. Round and round and round he goes. Ryan Smith's been hit. Ryan Smith's been hit by Stuart Oliver. That's surely going to be a race stoppage. There's trucks all over the place. David Jenkins is involved as well. Oh, my goodness. The track's almost blocked. That's going to be a red flag, surely. Yeah, red flags are out, race stopped. And 2 minutes left on the clock, that'll be a result declared. We'll try and work out what happened there. Mark Taylor was forced wide, he came back across, he cannoned into Michael Oliver, then spins back across the track. Ryan Smith will go into him as well. And I think we'll try and see in the background there, did Stuart Oliver come piling in as well? Yeah, Jenkins goes into Taylor, Smith comes across and he's smashed into by Stuart Oliver. That is a big accident. There's broken trucks everywhere on Halewood Rise. Let's hope everyone is okay. He's leaned on by Tom O'Rourke. He hits that painted tarmac on the outside. There's no grip there. He cannons into Michael Oliver. They spin back across. Ryan Smith slams the brakes on, but he can't avoid the back of Mark Taylor. David Jenkins is going to hit Smith. Wallop. And then Stuart Oliver, with nowhere to go on the inside, smashed into Ryan Smith. See the incident again from another angle. Taylor forced wide. He hits that painted tarmac on the outside, which spins him round. Michael Oliver hits him. Ryan Smith had no option but to slam the brakes on, but he's going to be hit by David Jenkins, who's tried to pull up as well. Ryan Smith got the truck stopped, but in from stage left will come Jenkins. Bang! Looks bigger impact from that angle. And then we see Stuart Oliver as well. He smashes into Ryan Smith, and it's a good job, I would say, there that Oliver hit the side of the back of Ryan Smith's truck and didn't impact the cab. I think our intrepid pit reporter for truck racing, the one and only Pointy, is down either in the pit lane or Parc Ferme, and he's got some info for us. Pointy, over to you.
Someone we do know was in first place was our friend from over the border, John Borthwick, ladies and gentlemen. How the devil are we?
I'm fantastic, thank you.
So, I mean, you obviously came out of that relatively unscathed.
Yeah, no any problems. Off the back of the grid and just picked away and just done enough to get over the line, eh?
There was some serious driving going on out there. I mean, conditions were absolutely appalling when they started the race. We went for 2 yellow flags, no overtaking until you were past the green flag. Did you feel that it took a little while for the rest of the pack to sort of get into the groove?
It probably did, to be honest, Pointy, because obviously the guys on pole and single files got a fair gap. Then there was still quite a bit of standing water, so you're needing to try and find where there is water or where there's less water. And it took a few laps, but from a point of view, I was at the back, so it maybe helped because I had time to see where the grip was and the water was and pick away. So at the front, the pressure's on. At the back, you just got to scratch for grip.
Ryan Smith's team were trying to repair a lot of damage to his truck. We'll wait and see if he comes out for this one. The trucks are making their way out. Let's have a look who we've got then. The grid should see Ricky Collett in pole, number 95. This is based on the result of the second race yesterday with the top 8 in each division reversed. Ricky Collett is there. Alongside him, number 81, Mark Taylor. Yes, he's there. Second row, Stephen Powell, number 3. David Jenkins, number 69. They're both there. Third row, Craig Reed, number 68, and number 18, John Newell. Yes, they're both there. John Newell dug out of the gravel from earlier on. Fourth row, Stuart Oliver, number 7, and Ryan Smith, number 1. Yes, he's made it out. What a repair job by Ryan Smith's team. Simon Cole is there, number 41, and Simon Faulkner. Bradley Smith is there, number 46. No Michael Oliver. And Tom O'Rourke's there, 86. Starting at the back after he crashed out of race 2 yesterday. So remarkably, after that incident earlier on, we've only lost 1 truck. Division 2, John Powell and John Bowler will head them up. And then behind them we've got Luke Garrett, after his off late in the race yesterday, will give him an advantageous starting position here. Craig Evans alongside him, Adam Bint, Brad Smith in the 16, and Jock Borthwick. Here we go then, race number 4 of the weekend. 15 minutes of racing for the British Truck Racing Championship here on the Brands Hatch Indy Circuit. The power comes on, and here we go. A great start by John Newell going for the outside. A poor start by Ricky Collett. It's Mark Taylor who will go into the lead on the first turn. The inside line there was rather bottled up behind Collett. There's a bit of contact. David Jenkins gets sent wide. John Newell trying to get round the outside of Collett, but it's Mark Taylor, number 81, who has got the lead. The front of the truck rather taped together after that contact with Michael Oliver in the previous race. They all make their way through. 3 wide there into Druids at the back. That's a brave move, and John Bowler has got the lead in Division 2. Luke Garrett trying to get through on the inside of John Powell for second place, and he's done so. Brad Smith is stuck at the back in the number 16. That is not where he wants to be at all. Challenge on for the lead, held by Mark Taylor. John Newell has got ahead of... Oh, and Mark Taylor's gone straight on. They're all going straight on. Taylor goes off. There's no grip at all on the grass there. He just goes sliding, sliding, sliding. Where's he going to end up? In Sevenoaks, I think, if he keeps going that way. So who's got the lead now? I think it's John Newell who's got the lead. Mark Taylor's trying to work out where he is. He's going to need a map and compass to find his way back on. Oh dear, they were caught out by the lack of grip. They thought it was drier at Surtees. It's not. And look who's come through into third. It's Ryan Smith in his new lightweight MAN is attacking David Jenkins for second place. That's completely shaken the order up because nearly everybody went straight on at Surtees. Mark Taylor's disappeared. It's Newell that leads. Smith now into second, and Jock Borthwick's had a spin. No, you're meant to be going the other way, Jock. Oh, what's happened to Brad Smith? He's been involved in an incident somewhere as well. Now, this is again going to change the championship picture in Division 2. No, I won't go off. I'm going to go for the inside as Tom O'Rourke rejoins. Here comes Reid on the inside at Paddock Hill Bend. He's through, up into third place. Fastest lap he's currently with John Bowler. Is at the inside, Ryan Smith. This could be the move for the lead. Yes, he's through. Ryan Smith diving through at Paddock Hill Bend. He found the gap on the inside in what's left of his MAN. Race continues on with Craig Reid still all over the back of John Newell. Division 2 battle's now got a Division 1 truck in the middle of it. The 92 of Simon Faulkner. John Bowler's gone past him. Luke Garrett now trying to find his way through as well. Ryan Smith continues to lead, and still John Newell defending second place. He's getting desperate now. Craig Reid and David Jenkins are getting desperate to pass him. These three absolutely together into Druid. Jenkins going round the outside. So it looks like instead of gaining a place, Craig Reid's about to lose one. That's where David Jenkins went into the tyres in the first race yesterday. Had to restart from the pit lane. He's up the inside into Graham Hill Bend. Is he going to go through into third place? No, he's not, because Craig Reid keeps his foot in. Jenkins leans on him down the straight, and he's through. Ryan Smith leading by nearly 6 seconds over John Newell. Smith's heading for his third win of the weekend. There was contact there. Reid and Jenkins surely. Jenkins goes wide, drops down the order, and Craig Reid up into third place. There is Garrett. Yes, he's taken the lead. There's Bowler second, Bint third. So Luke Garrett is out in front, but still Jock Borthwick has got the fastest lap in Division 2, even though he's only 6th after he spun earlier on. The checkered flag is at the ready. It's win number 3 of the weekend for the Division 1 champion, flying. Ryan Smith takes it in his lightweight MAN. Who is going to be second? Well, Craig Reid nearly caught John Newell there. Newell second, Reid third. It's Stephen Powell fourth. 5th is Stuart Oliver. 6th, Ricky Collett. 7th goes to Bradley Smith. And David Jenkins back to 8th. He will not be happy there. Meanwhile, Division 2 is going to be won by Luke Garrett. 9th will go to Simon Cole overall. And Garrett comes in to win Division 2. Crucial results. John Bowler will take second. Tom O'Rourke just fails to catch Adam Bint for 12th overall. Simon Faulkner is next. Now where is Brad Smith, I should say, the number 16? I think he's going to come in 15th and 4th in Division 2. Yes, there he is. The cream and red coloured DAF over the line, 4th in Division 2. Jock Borthwick behind him. Then it's John Powell. Craig Evans, the final finisher, a couple of laps down. He pulled into the pits halfway through. We lost Mark Taylor. Now, what's that going to do to the Division 2 points then? Ryan Smith, the overall winner, though. He wins by nearly 6 seconds ahead of John Newell, who just held off Craig Reed to the line. An interesting battle in the minor placings in Division 1. Stephen Powell 4th, ahead of Stuart Oliver, Ricky Collins, Bradley Smith, and a rather disgruntled, no doubt, David Jenkins, only 8th. Simon Cole 9th, then Luke Garrett, the winner of Division 2, having passed John Bowler. Next, Bint, O'Rourke, Faulkner, Brad Smith only 4th in Division 2, 15th overall. Borthwick, John Powell and Craig Evans completed the finishers. While I add up the points, let's head down to Point C in Park Ferman.
And we can see a bit further. John, how are we?
Good, a lot better.
Yeah, so that was an interesting race though. Craig Reed, a lot of challenges coming from behind there.
Yeah, I've got no turning on back at part at circuit, so I'm pulling away from him all round front end, and then I got no turning at all, so I was just going straight on everywhere. So it was hard work, but the start was amazing.
Okay, 2 races to go here at Brands Hatch, and as you can see, well, I won't say it because I'll put the curse of the commentator on things, but we are almost ready for our last truck race of the season, the British Truck Racing Championship, ready to reach its climax. As we've just seen, Division 1 is all wrapped up except for the runner-up place in the championship. That's still being contested, but Division 2 still to be decided. Race 3 this morning, results decides the grid for this one with the top 8, so once again each division flipped around. So it's Bradley Smith, number 46, who will be on pole alongside 41 Simon Cole. Second row 95 Ricky Collins and 68 of Craig Reed. Row 3 Tom O'Rourke 86 and number 69 David Jenkins. Mark Taylor will start on row 4 alongside Stephen Powell, the winner of race 3. Didn't really get to see him celebrating after that one because of the red flag. Then on row 5 Simon Faulkner, number 92. Michael Oliver will not be starting due to damage sustained in that pile-up as hail would rise earlier on today. And some big names from the back of the grid that didn't finish the race this morning. Ryan Smith and Stuart Oliver together on row 6, and John Newell starts from the back. Then there's a gap and we've got Division 2, and look who's back, pole. The man who is going for the championship, Luke Garrett alongside John Bowler, and his rival Brad Smith starting right behind him. Brad Smith needs to win and hope that Luke Garrett finishes lower than 5th to take the title. Smith starts alongside Craig Evans, then John Powell and Adam Bint. Jock Borthwick starts from the back. It is time then for the season finale for the 2022 British Truck Racing Championship. What an incredible season we have had all over the UK. The red lights are on the gantry. The pack about to be unleashed, the drivers to let their hair down for one last time. 15 minutes of racing, the revs are up, and here we go. Great start by David Jenkins up the outside. He'll be fired up going into this one in truck number 69, but it is Bradley Smith who takes off into the lead, and by quite a clear margin around Paddock Bend for the first time. Ricky Collett up into second place. Third place Simon Cole alongside Craig Reed. A bit of spray still about, as you can see. They need to be careful around this opening lap, just finding where the more wet patches are on the circuits. Made it through. Ryan Smith towards the back in the number 1. Simon Cole has dropped back a little. It's Collett second, Reed third. Here come Division 2, and it's 3 wide. Look at Brad Smith on the attack already. He's gone straight up the inside of everybody into Druids. And Luke Garrett can't believe it. He's relegated to 3rd. Brad Smith's taken the lead of the class. What a brilliant start by the man who needs to win here to take the championship. And look at Jock Borthwick coming through as well. Garrett's going backwards. Well, we said that Garrett needed to finish outside the top 5 and Brad Smith win for Brad to snatch the title, and Luke Garrett's in trouble. He's dropped back to 4th. Brad Smith's leading the class. Now, could the seemingly unthinkable happen here? There's a big chunk of bodywork flapping from John Bowler's DAF. There's been some contact there at paddock, I think. The wheel arch flapping off. Oh, John Newell spun, and if he's stuck in the grass, that could be a red flag if John can't get going again from there. John Powell and Adam Bint go through. Here come Division 2, and now Jock Borthwick's got ahead of John Bowler. It's a wheel onto the curb there, gets a bit sideways, the Scotsman. There's Simon Faulkner, the number 92, just ahead of the Division 2 battlers. Jock Borthwick gets sideways. John Newell on his tail. And an attack on from Garrett now on the back of John Bowler. clear ones. John Powell behind. Still fourth in classes, Garrett. Oh, Bradley Smith's off. Oh, what a shame. He could have been on for his first Division 1 victory. He's down to at least 8th or 9th place now. He's gone straight on at Surtees over the mud. So that gives Craig Reed the lead in truck number 68. It'll be Tom O'Rourke up into second place, having his best. No, it's David Jenkins that's come over the line in second. We'll see what happened. Was there any contact there? No, Bradley Smith just slid sideways. He spun it. What a disappointment. Best we've seen Bradley Smith run this year. He missed the last 3 rounds with damage to his engine. Came back this weekend. He took a lot of damage yesterday, which his crew have repaired. Stuart Oliver. Excuse me, Mark Taylor, he says. I want to come through and lap you. Well, I want to pass you, Stuart Oliver, says Ryan Smith. Oliver tries again. Mark Taylor is lap traffic, the number 81, so he should really let the quicker runners by here. Out of the sun they come. Luke Garrett has got ahead of John Bowler. He's up to 3rd in the division because it's Jock Borthwick in 2nd. Garrett is 3rd in the division, and that would be enough to secure him the title. Scotsman trying for the class lead. If Borthwick gets through, then it will definitely be all over, because Brad Smith needs to win the class to keep his hopes alive and hope that Garrett finishes further back. Adam Bint, where's he going? Across the grass at Surtees. Craig Evans sideways as well. Bint saved it. I hope Craig Evans does as well. There's Garrett still running 3rd in the division. John Powell 4th. Adam Bint is 5th. We haven't seen too much of Adam this weekend, as here comes Borthwick. Brad Smith has got to keep him behind for just under a lap, because the clock is about to count down to 0. Craig Reed's going to win the last race of the season in Division 1. But who's going to be the winner in Division 2? Come through the final corner, Brad Smith. Is he going to hang on? He's done all he can. He's held off Jock Borthwick. He made a super start to take the lead down the inside. Reed's won it ahead of Jenkins and O'Rourke in Division 1. We'll pick that up in a moment as Brad Smith comes in to win Division 2. 2nd for Jock Borthwick, but providing Luke Garrett appears in the next few seconds to take 3rd in the class, he will be the Division 2 champion for the 3rd time in his career. Simon Faulkner is flagged in 11th overall. There's Simon Cole over the line, and we await the orange MAN. There's John Bowler a lap down, and there is Luke Garrett. He wins the Division 2 title. Craig Reed wins the race overall. Original result then, Craig Reed won it overall by 7 seconds ahead of David Jenkins. That will secure David provisionally the runner-up place in the championship as well. Tom O'Rourke an excellent 3rd ahead of Stuart Oliver and Ryan Smith, and towards the back of the Division 1 grid. Ricky Collett 6th ahead of Stephen Powell, and the unlucky Bradley Smith, who spun out of the lead. Brad Smith wins Division 2 in 9th overall, just ahead of Jock Borthwick. Simon Faulkner and Simon Cole next home. Luke Garrett has the biggest smile on his face right now. 13th place, 3rd in Division 2, and he wins the title by the scant margin of 3 points. John Powell 14th. Adam Bint, despite some grass tracking, takes 15th place. The other finishers, Craig Evans, John Bowler and Mark Taylor, who both made pit stops, and John Newell had to recover out of the grass after a spin, bringing up the rear. For the final word, we hand over to Pointing.
Luke, how are you doing, mate? A few points clear there. You must be happy with that.
This is a special win for us, mate. I've been for a tough year this year, so with my mum dying and stuff. So I don't even know what to say, but thank you to my team and Apollo, and just couldn't have done it without them.
What was your mum's name, Luke?
Susan, the same as my truck.
Susan. Well, I think we're going to dedicate that race to Susan and the championship as a whole. What a fantastic result for you, the family, everybody.
Yeah, it's been brilliant. It's been obviously Brad. Give it to Brad Smith, obviously finishing most races through the season. It's been a tough one, and it's certainly been challenging. But it's probably that we won it in 2018 and 29, but this is the most special one.
Well, as you can see and hear behind me, we've just finished the last race, and what a race it was to end the season here for the British Truck Racing Championships. We hope to see you again in the 2023 season, where we'll definitely see some new stickers and possibly some new faces. But from now, for all of us here at TalkSport UK and the British Truck Racing Championship, have a great Christmas and we'll see you next year.